Yeah, that's good. Okay. Whoa. Hi everyone, I'm back again. Today, as you saw by the title, I'm going to be talking about high school in France, what I think of it, and like all the differences between it and the US, because there's a lot of them. Let me tell you that. Okay, sorry, no time passed for you, but I just went and got a snack. Not important. Okay. I'm here in France with a program. I have a third-party program because my school in the U.S. does not have any study abroad program. The language department does trips like over the summer to different countries for depending on what language you're taking, but there's no study abroad opportunities in place. So I ended up going with a program outside of school called Greenheart Travel. I'll actually link their website in the description. Greenheart Travel was so cool, and like all the things they do. They don't just have study abroad opportunities, they also have like work abroad opportunities and volunteer abroad opportunities. If you're out of high school or out of college or whatever you want to do, they literally have an option for if you're looking to travel, which I think is really cool. I actually hopefully will be able to do one of those one day. They have a lot of cool programs like, you know, teaching English in Thailand for a summer, which is kind of dope. Yeah, so that's how I'm here. I'll probably make a video just about how I got interested in studying abroad and the process I went through to kind of like register for that. But Greenheart Travel set me up with a host family and additionally a school to go to. Here, I go to a completely French high school. There's no classes in English except for the English class as a foreign language, which has been interesting. In the U.S., I had French class every day, but it was only an hour and a half, 5 times a week. So I went from that to a complete immersion. I speak almost no English here except for my English class, which I'm taking. I take a completely normal high school schedule that everyone else is taking, which is pretty insane, not gonna lie. Basically right now I'm just trying to focus on understanding what the teachers are saying and actually comprehending what's happening in class. Another difference is here I have around 8 or 9, I have 9 classes at once, not all every day, but it's just kind of different. In the US I only have 4 at a time, but it changes each semester, so that's been kind of interesting to getting used to. I don't know how French high schoolers study for all these classes. There's literally 9 different classes. It's just a lot to think about, let alone like understanding what's going on. But right now, and usually how it works for exchange students, study abroad students, when you first get there, right now my teachers aren't grading me, which is so nice. I still take the quizzes and the tests, and I still do my best on the homework, but my teachers don't give me grades for it because obviously, you know, I don't do too well on them. They still correct it, and they still give it back to me so I can have some working points to improve my like language abilities. So right now, I'm taking physics and chemistry, that's one class. Math, history, geography, which is also one class. Spanish, English, French, economics, earth science, and a moral and civics class, which is kind of just like a class about talking about like societal issues and things like that, I guess. Kind of a lot of classes, definitely difficult, especially Espanol. Spanish is probably one of my toughest classes. I mean, they're all tough, but Spanish is one of my toughest classes because I took 2 years of Spanish in middle school. I know the basics, but I definitely don't know that much. And right now, my class is in year 2 of Spanish, which is, I guess, even harder. And it's taught in French. So, confusing to say the least because I'm here to focus on French, but then I also have to go to a class and try to learn Spanish, but then the Spanish is taught in French, and I barely speak French, let alone Spanish, so it's just a lot of like words running through my mind that mean similar things, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, I've been trying to like make some sense of Spanish, but honestly, like, it's been so nice. People in my class have been helping me so much, and my teacher, honestly, my Spanish teacher is probably my favorite teacher because she understands the fact that like I understand almost nothing. let alone I'm going to do well. So sometimes she'll come over to me and like try and speak some English with me, or she'll have a conversation with me in French just so I can practice like daily conversations, because I don't always get that. Or she'll teach me things in Spanish that are like a lower level. If we have like work time, she'll come over to me, whatever. So that's actually been really nice. So French obviously is not anything like my French class in the US. It's French literature because obviously everyone here already speaks French. Right now we're reading Molière, which is like the Shakespeare of France. My French teacher is also really cool. And again, like I just try to do my best and try to understand like what the teachers are saying at this point. And surprisingly enough, like math and science classes are actually my easier classes, which is something that I wasn't expecting. I originally thought that math was going to be like the hardest one, because it's like not only is math kind of hard, but it's in French. But I actually took advanced math back in the US, so the math we're doing here is generally pretty easy. So all I have to worry about is like the language barrier, and usually if I can understand what the question is asking, I can easily do the problem. So math is actually like not going that bad, which is saying a lot in terms of my other classes. But yeah, so generally there's a lot more classes. The day is so spaced out. This kind of like relates to like the French culture, I feel like, because French people definitely like enjoy taking their time, and I've been really learning to appreciate is that French people appreciate like taking their time with doing things and not like rushing through things to get to the next thing, which is really dope. And I think like Americans can definitely like take notes from that one. But school starts at different times. On Mondays I start at 9. I don't start at the same time every day. Basically the rest of the week, okay, Mondays I start at 9 and the rest of the week I start at 8. But it's kind of different depending on like what class you're in. Also, you're with the same class like for the whole day. So it's kind of like how it was in elementary school, for me at least, where you have your class of like people, and basically I'm with the same class of people every day, but we just move to the different classrooms, if that makes sense, which is kind of like a mix of how it was in elementary school versus high school in the US. I can end anywhere between 4 o'clock and 5:30. It's kind of crazy, except for Wednesdays. Wednesdays are always ending at noon. In the US I had 30 minutes for lunch, and here I have minimum an hour. It can be all the way up to 2.5 hours. Fridays I have 2.5 hours for lunch, which is so nice. It's just so nice being able to like sit down and like enjoy your meal rather than like eating quick and then going back to class, which is something really different. And I talked about this in my blog post. It's really cool to like experience that part of the French culture where not everything's a rush. Food culture is definitely more important here, I would say. It's definitely been a bit like a huge challenge, because you literally have to stay engaged for like the entire time to like pick up any of it. You have to have like your eyes focused on the teacher like the entire time to like try and pick up a few words. Otherwise you're just like, I just get lost. Like it's just, there's no hope at that point. Then, you know, every once in a while, if you're lucky, you can be like, oh, je comprends, mais that's not super often. Overall, like, school's good. I wouldn't say that it's like better or worse than my school in the US. It's just definitely different, which has been really cool to compare and contrast and like see all the differences and try and understand words. Sometimes I think about like, what age would I be? Like with my level of French right now, what age do you think I'm like at in terms of like regular French people? Like 5? Is that probably, I don't know. The thing to compare to the US is there's definitely a much more professional relationship with like the professors. I would say like in the US maybe you call your teacher like Mr. Mrs. blank and like their last name, but here people just say Monsieur or Madame, and it's like a lot more formal. The teachers still make jokes in that kind of sense, but generally like students are not very close at all with the teachers. I think for a lot of teachers it's like they're a teacher but they also have their other life, so it's not like they don't get super invested in it, especially at like public school. So students don't get super close with the teachers. But okay, that's all for me today. Hope you guys found out more about like high school in France. Also, if you like have any more questions, leave them in the comments, or I don't know, hit me up, call me. Check out my blog, is in the description, all my Instagram, Twitter, VSCO. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.